Hey, yo, yo.
Back Hir-O.
Yo, check it. This my special attack, 100 swords, 100 episodes, and here's to 100 more. Who got next? Place your change on the cabinet. Air Combo University graduates juggle my enemies before tagging in the Masters Hero. Pros in action, toe tagging champions getting active. The message will always get near you. Return to the dream team, Spider-Man and Strider hear you. When the mask is on, I can't promise Cyclops to keep his glasses on. The handshake was potent. The inner glow shown as a mega optic blast, trailing behind the Shinku Hadouken. How you gonna dodge both of them? Blast you down to the last atom. Best regards from the proton cannon you couldn't fathom. If you were raised on gaming and put a controller up, I'm old enough to study the meta before I bless you. We understood space in the dash clean. Now we need the Justin Wong poster right next to the pro athletes. Final justice like a primary lotus from out the sky. Stars and stripes reminding you racism is still alive. Bring a plasma sword to a gunfight. Hayato. Bring a hurricane kick. Tatsumaki Sentakyu. One time for all my otakus who played the console till their eyes closing. Probably forgot to study for their finals. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash.
Recording. Yo, I just got off the road, bro.
Let's go.
9 hours.
Hey, wow.
Right, driving. Wow.
That's what's up, man. I don't even know what episode this is. Episode
125.
25, I think. I can make sure real quick.
I don't know. Whatever. Some number.
Episode, I think it's 124. You say 125, I say 124. Well, some will actually.
Hey. Well, actually,
somebody will correct us.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we're back. We kind of took a week off because we had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. Somebody celebrated something. I celebrated Juneteenth again.
Yeah, a lot of. You did?
I mean, yeah. You just.
Because I don't know what the other one.
Right. I mean, people got together on July 4th and did something, but
yeah.
I just said, hey, y'all remember when we did Juneteenth a couple weeks ago? Why don't we just do that again? And we had a lot of good food and family over.
Time.
It was
Let's
cool.
Go. Nice. But yeah, man, episode 124 or 125, I don't know. Got some good stuff to talk about, man.
Yes.
Let's get it. What are you into currently, my friend? Hey, man, shout out to the homie Sly, man.
Yes.
Homie Sly. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
My guy.
Happy birthday to Yakuza Yana.
Her too?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Her birthday was a little bit before.
Okay. Another birthday shout out. I feel like there was a few birthdays. I'm pretty sure I'm missing some. Hey, man, if you're in the Discord and it was your birthday recently, happy birthday. We love you.
Boom.
Peace.
Except for that one guy that told me that my beats were trash.
Somebody told you your beats were trash?
You didn't hear the rest of that story?
No.
Oh, you missed out, bro.
I need this.
So,
the guy that we had to.
Yeah, the guy who got
banned.
Who got punted to the sun.
Yeah.
they called a Zoom to, like, for some reason, hear this nigga out.
Well, I was like, okay, so long story short, we had a guy in the podcast who, in the Discord, who, you know, kind of, I don't know how he got in there, but he was making some very, some tasteless jokes about
like Roe v. Wade
abortion, and he was really making some, like, you know, just kind of insensitive, like, things about women and posting these memes, and you know, I let him, I let him do his thing for just to kind of see, you know what I mean, like what's going on here. And then, you know, once I kind of saw that he was, you know what I mean, probably a fake alpha male, like womanizer type of guy, I banned him. And then what happened was, you know, some people were saying like, oh, well, you know, some people are just like they are at fault, but they need guidance rather than, you know, like the kick. You know what I mean? So I said, okay. So I wrote a message and I had them send it to him if they wanted to hear him out. And obviously, you were the one who handled it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even know that happened. I didn't even know you instigated that. I don't.
So, yeah. So, basically, he posted, like I said, just memes that were ridiculous, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, with the whole Roe v. Wade thing.
Right.
And I just said, I actually found it. I was like, poor taste. I was like, this isn't about politics. It isn't about libs and rights and lefts and Republicans and Democrats or any of the surface level BS that people only see through their tunnel vision. It's literally about men, unelected men at that, making rules about women's bodies. It's a choice to be made by women and women only. Thanks for coming to my Hokage talk. And I said, you tried it. I posted the Thor.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I banned them.
Yeah.
And then I just, you know, and for people who may have thought like I was too hard on them, whatever, I just said, hey, and I want to be clear about this. This is a safe space for opinions and conversation. However, I have zero tolerance for racism and sensitivity or disrespect towards women, children, less fortunate, you know, LGBTQ, etc. If your opinions or beliefs are in alignment with a lack of empathy for others, flat out being a trash human being, homophobia, don't be a prosthetic alpha male. You're not a real tough guy. Boom! This ain't the Discord for you. This is the Empathetic Cast.
Right, bro.
And I kind of left it at that.
Well, that was sort of my whole thing. I was very surprised to see that we even had a let's hear him out. Like we're not under any obligation to hear out bigots. Like this whole both sides thing is cool, but when it comes to when it comes to where one person is clearly being hateful and punching down, there's no need to hear nobody out, right?
And I think that is kind of in alignment with the whole like, oh yeah, like you need to forgive that person that treated. No, like kind of not. Yeah, like kind of no though. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's okay
you can. That's the thing. You have the choice to show empathy if you want, but it's not your obligation.
You don't have to. Right. And I think that's kind of a weird thing that gets taught to people. You know what I mean? Like,
so longer story that's already long, making it shorter. I was the one that presided over that, hearing them out by accident. Like I just kind of walked in on it. I saw that it was happening. And I was like, yo, I'm about to come through right quick just to see what's going on. And Sly made space for us to talk. And I told him straight off the bat, like, look, bro, I'm gonna be tough.
Did you see this guy?
Yeah, I saw.
Was he white or black?
No, he was black. He was a clown.
Was he like younger or?
I think so. He called me old, and one of his when he lashed out, one of the things that he said was, "Oh, you're old." So I guess he was young.
Okay.
But like, I told him right off the bat, bro. Like, I'm going to be tough.
Yeah.
When it comes to this kind of thing, right? Like I know y'all have already had y'all conversation.
Zero tolerance.
But I'm gonna be I'm willing to listen to whatever you say, but I'm gonna be a tough critic here.
Right.
And I gave him a chance to basically I asked him a question like what about listening to this podcast, being a fan of Nav, being a fan of mine, being around this space, like what made you think that was even an appropriate joke to make?
Right.
Like that was my real question.
I feel like we have many times established.
Right.
You know, just the kind of the vibe in here and how we support. We just support and ask questions later, right? Like we support women in these situations. Lead with empathy.
Exactly. Support first, ask questions later. Right. And so that was basically the whole crux of my argument. Like if you had to think, like if it wasn't clear to you that this wasn't the space for that. I mean, they had a conversation before I got there that boiled down to him walking away from that conversation thinking that the verdict was, oh, just poor timing. You shouldn't have made that joke at that time. Like, and my reaction to that was, I really wish I had been there earlier because I wouldn't have allowed that level of like vagueness to permeate, right? Like, it's not about just bad timing. It's that joke is not appropriate at all,
ever,
and certainly not appropriate for this particular group. At no point is that appropriate. It's not about timing. It's flat out. And if you didn't know that already, I'm stunned that you are even in this group.
Yeah,
like I'm stunned that you would even think to do that. Right, like it should have been a no-brainer. Anyways,
so
let me get to the punchline right quick. So it eventually breaks down. I started baking this nigga. I started flaming him. I can't. What do you want? I'm an asshole. Sorry. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? God damn it. Kind of. A little bit of that. And so you know how when you're a little brother, you've been a little brother before.
Yeah.
Edmund's been a little brother. When your big brother is just teasing you so bad, you just kind of break down and just start throwing mud and just like that's why your mom hates you. Just saying whatever. And this nigga was like, that's why your beats are trashed. And I was like, oh hell. So now you've thrown in the towel now.
Yeah, that's like
it's over.
It's like when you're arguing with like a white person about it and they just pull out the racist card.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
why you're a nigger. Right, fucking.
Oh man,
my bad. You were about to say something.
Well, I was gonna say, I think we're somewhere along the line, you know, some of our youth have got socially lost in like shock humor. You know what I mean? Like, where it's like they'll just kind of like just weird, like edgy humor. Like, I'm gonna just say something like just dark and crazy, like in this like unproperly like room reading of mine. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
and I'm just gonna like, and it's like, I don't know, and they think it's gonna be funny, and it's not. You know what I mean? But shock humor, man. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's what I've been into.
Recovering
from the from the sick burn of my beats being trash.
Saying sick burn after a sick burn makes the burn even sicker.
What's that from? Why do I know that?
Titans, bro. Cyborg, man.
That nigga Cyborg.
That show is hilarious.
Boom.
But yeah, bro. You already know what I've been into. I'm almost done with the Zatoichi movies, man. I'm on number 22, dog.
Nice.
I got 3 left. I'm not gonna really talk about them right now because I said after I watch them, I'm gonna have a list for y'all. I'm gonna do like top 5.
Do we need to bring Josh in for a Zatoichi SwordCast special?
We should, man. We should bring Josh in.
Or any other SwordCast Zatoichi or just like Japanese
film, samurai movies, yeah. But yeah, man, like, again, still haven't got sick of them. I like literally look forward. It's my thing at night. I look forward to watching them. So
nice.
Boom, still watching those. I'm on number 22. Real quick, man, because we're gonna move through some of this stuff. This is a lot. We got some good content for this episode. Mm-hmm. Real quick, we have been off for a couple weeks, so quick wrestling recap. Forbidden Door happened.
Hey.
It was fire.
Much better than we were kind of bracing for it to not be that great. I was kind of
bracing for it to not be that great. I think this was it was like an all-time good pay-per-view. Like, literally one of the best ever.
Yeah, it's fire.
It had your classic, okay, Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy.
Bro, classic, bro. Hey, I don't want to hear nothing else.
Orange Cassidy pulled up a seat to the table.
Bro, get out of here. Get out. Like, I don't want to hear about it ever again, bro.
He's one of the best wrestlers on the planet.
On the planet. Like, he had a banger with Will Ospreay.
Bro.
And looked believable out there.
And his, like, again, we've already talked about how he just has, like, this all-time gimmick. Like, this is one of the best gimmicks ever. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Some people don't get it, right? That's okay.
Right.
At the end of the day, Orange Cassidy can go.
Yes.
And he really, like, he showed that he belongs in that conversation with all these other, like, really good wrestlers. And like, if you're watching now, he's kind of getting a little push right now.
He is. I was also really surprised because, you know, I like Will Ospreay a lot, but we've heard that he's kind of an asshole, like, in real life. I was a little worried that, like, he wouldn't really respect Orange Cassidy, but you could tell off top, like, he really does.
Ospreay's made some mistakes, but he's also, you know, when some of these things happen, dudes just lie and say they didn't do it, or they just kind of run off social media and then they try to resurface like months later. Anything that he's done, he apologized for it. You know what I'm saying?
No, word up.
And he takes it. He took all that stuff on the chin with the you know, because what happened with him, I'm not even gonna get into it, but if you want to look it up, you can look it up. But he had like a situation a couple years ago.
It's like a domestic thing.
Yeah. And you know, he apologized for it, he took it on the chin, whatever. But Yeah, that match was fire. The tag match was fire. Really, honestly, every match was good. I felt like Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm was the best women's match that AEW has had in forever.
Forever, yeah.
Like, that match was good. Obviously, you guys know I wanted Tanahashi to win, but the match was good. John, stop bleeding everywhere, man. Like,
bro, you do not like it when he bleeds.
he just can't help. He just bleeds every
He
match.
do be bleeding a lot.
He be bleeding and he be biting people.
Right. And like thumbtacking niggas. Why you always got thumbtacks, bro?
Bro, I don't know, but I kind of like Jon Moxley now.
Wait a minute. What happened?
I don't know. He's just kind of crazy.
He is. All right, fine. You admitted that you like Jon Moxley.
He does for me like what Eddie Kingston does for me.
Oh, I fuck
you know
with
what I'm
Eddie
saying?
Kingston.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just kind of crazy.
But Eddie Kingston is way more charming than Jon Moxley.
He is, but I don't know, bro. I just love wrestling, and he's just like I can't see Jon Moxley doing anything else other than being, like if he wasn't a wrestler, he would be like on the street.
Yeah, he'd be a fucking
he'd be like barking at people.
Dog, he would be a full blown like meth addict, like chasing cars down the fucking 8 Mile, dog, like barking at people. That's hilarious.
For real though. But
No, that's real, bro. Look, you admitted that you kind of like Moxley. I admitted that. All right, fine, bro. FTR is pretty good.
Oh!
Yeah, they're pretty good. I like the fat bald guy the most.
Dawson.
Yeah, I like him because that nigga be
Dax Harwood.
that nigga be socking niggas, bro.
I like both of them. They're both dope.
He be hitting so hard. And I like it when he does his like suplex sequence, and the nigga be like. Like, somebody get this big old brisket eating ass nigga body slamming, dropping me on my head and shit.
I love FTR, man. I think they're the best tag team. Right
I like
now.
them better face than I do heel. I think that helped
But
too.
that's the dope thing is like when somebody is organically turned face by the fans.
Yeah,
that's
dope.
how you know that you're dope. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what happened to them. They've had a crazy year, like ever since that tag match against the Briscoes at the Ring of Honor show. They've just been on fire. So that match was fire. But my favorite thing that happened at Forbidden Door, man, Pac finally wins the title, wins the All Atlantic Championship. That match was dope. It was him, Miro, Malachi Black, and Connors. Because Ishii got hurt.
Yeah.
But that match was dope too, man. So, like I said, Forbidden Door was fire, man. Sting's a psycho. He jumped off the freaking
Dog. Sting, be careful, bro. You're 63. You're my favorite wrestler ever. Stop jumping off of shit. Stop it.
He been hanging out with Darby.
Right. You're the adult here. Tell Darby to pull his pants up. Stop jumping off of shit, dog.
Eat my shorts, man.
Right.
But yeah, bro, that Forbidden Door is fire. I loved it. Like I said, I think it was an all-time good pay-per-view. Then you went to something.
I went to Blood and Guts, man.
Let's go.
I've been telling y'all, man, like,
bro, when I watched it and Sammy ate that crazy fall, I was just like, I just was picturing you just like with both your hands on your head.
Just like, no,
because the seats you had were crazy.
Yeah, no, I had good seats, bro.
How'd you get those seats?
Funny you should ask. There was an inside joke that was first uttered on the SwordCast many moons ago, and I told y'all, bro, I'm not playing around. Jungle Boy Jack Perry is actually in my family, like for real.
Hey,
like, man. This is not a joke. And he pulled through. That nigga I wanted to meet. I met him when he was like 4, like 20 something years ago, and neither one of us knew what the fuck was going on. But as the Jungle Boy, the person, I've never met him before. And I wanted to like set up something that me and Nav can like go backstage and meet folks, which might not be off the table, but it just so happened that he was gonna be hurt. He was kayfabe hurt. And going to be off TV for a while because they're setting up something new, which is obviously
the payoff when he beats Christian.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. So they were setting that up at the time. So he was just off TV. And he came through and had 4 tickets.
Man.
And they were dope. It almost makes me, because that was the first wrestling show I've ever been to. And it's almost like, bro.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
Man.
But it might be fucked up because it's like, dog.
I'm such a loser. I couldn't.
It was almost like, man, I don't know if I want to go to a wrestling show if it's not gonna be like if I can't sit where I was sitting at. You know what I'm saying? I'm
spoiled.
I might be spoiled now, just off the first one.
Seats ain't good like last.
Hey,
time.
hey, Jack. Hey, it's your cousin Omari. Hey, you remember?
Remember those really great seats?
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to throw me a couple more.
Nothing less than that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be really annoying now, as a family member that has zero relationship with you, but he's legitimately close with my cousin Rashawn, who I am legitimately close with. So like we both are like I've known Rashawn my whole life, and Jungle Boy has known Rashawn his whole life, but like the two worlds didn't connect. But that Rashawn was how I worked that all out. And like to this, so we were at one of the first AEW shows. We went to a pay-per-view at Valet's house or something.
Yeah. That was the very first one.
Yeah. And I remember, shout out to Valet. As a joke, I actually called Rashawn because I was talking about Jungle Boy to the people in the room. I actually called Rashawn as a joke, like, yo, tell these niggas that Jungle Boy is my cousin. And he was like, oh yeah, no, he is for real. And like everybody just busted out laughing like it was some sort of bit. Like, no, dog, like he's in, like, I know this nigga's grandfather, like, right.
And now has all come full circle.
Right, it has. So, anyways, it wasn't
awesome. A bit.
It was not a bit. It was a real thing. It was super awesome. I saw Sammy Guevara basically got thrown into my lap.
Died.
Right. Dog. Yo. So the camera angle of Chris Jericho getting put in the blender by Claudio. Yeah. Didn't show what really, like, he was dangling over the cage, bro.
My God.
I
would not trust
clearing the cage.
Oh my God.
I was legit nervous, like,
bro,
dog.
If he'd have let him go, he would have died.
No, it would have been an act of murder.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, it was all bad.
Ridiculous. Speaking of Claudio, man, we had made our predictions who Zack Sabre Jr. is going to face at Forbidden Door. You were right. It was Cesaro, a.k.a. Claudio. Fire.
Yeah.
And then one more thing with Wrestling Money in the Bank happened. Liv Morgan won the Money in the Bank briefcase.
It's been a long time coming for her.
And then, man, because she's good. I've liked Liv Morgan for a long time. And then she cashed in and actually beat Ronda Rousey. And Ronda Rousey, and then she beat Ronda Rousey, and she became the champ. And then Austin Theory won the money. We all know how much Vince loves Austin Theory, right. So this will be interesting to see where they go with this.
Is Austin? Can he go at all or no?
Yeah, he can wrestle. I saw him like years and years ago at a. He used to be Evolve champ, Evolve indie show. And I was already like, this guy is, if he ever gets, you know what I'm saying? I don't like how they make him like an idiot.
Yeah.
But he can go. He's dope.
Word.
So boom, wrestling. But the reason I couldn't go.
Yes, so tell us more. Why couldn't you go to?
The reason I couldn't go to Blood and Guts is because I actually was in the Massachusetts area shooting a movie. Though.
Hey. What, bro?
A film.
That's crazy, dog.
So I'm gonna run through the story real quick. So years ago, man, I had this guy hit me up, my homie Cyrus. Shout out to Cyrus the Great. He's actually a great producer as well. Fire beats too. But he hit me up to do the soundtrack to a martial arts film that he was working on, and I agreed to do the soundtrack. So, then he hits me up. I had me and my homie Marshall, shout out to my homie Marshall, we work on some fight scenes. I posted one time and Cyrus hits me up and he's like, yo man, like, you should come out when we're shooting the film. You should help with some choreography. And I'm like, yeah man, if you bring me out there, I'll do that, Then the guy that was supposed to play the lead in the film is this guy named Alex Sacerez. He's a MMA fighter. He's actually really good. But they ended up losing him as the lead character, and then they hit me up and like, yo, I want to offer you the role as Akira. That's the name of the main character in the film. And I said, yo, like, I got a martial arts background, but I have no acting experience.
Dog. I immediately, when you told me this, I immediately made the joke, like, you guys do know I'm a flat out wooden Indian chief out here.
Picks, what's the line? Picks up bottle. Cries.
Error. Emotional availability. Compromised.
So, you know what I mean? I tell him that, and he's like, oh, we'll be able to get out of you what we need. And I'm like, and I took a minute to get back to him, and then, then I finally was like, all right, I'm going to do it. So, I went out there, and it was an amazing experience, bro. I was, I have a tremendous, more respect for people who do all the stuff, because, man, it was Monday. I got out there on Sunday, and then Monday morning, it's like I'm getting up super early, training choreography for fight scenes for like 5 hours. You know what I mean? And then you shoot the fight scenes, and it's like, even if you do them perfect, they shoot them 30 times from 20 angles, so you're doing it a billion times anyway. And it's like,
yeah.
Then it's like I'm doing that every day, man. And it's like Tuesday was the only day I didn't have a fight scene to shoot, and Tuesday was a lot. Even anyway, it was still a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally going every day from like early in the morning to like 1 in the morning. Like, it was a lot every day, Monday through Friday. Then like Wednesday is like I had to do shoot this fight scene where I get beat up, and it's like, and I was doing all the stuff, bro. I was taking the bumps, and I was just like getting slammed on the ground over and over again all day from these different angles. And it's like, I'm going back to take a shower. I'm barefoot in some of these training scenes. My feet are just dirty, and my body was just beat to crap. And then Thursday we shoot this dope training montage, man. And I was like in this at this waterfall and doing all this, this stuff. I had to learn some new stuff too. I know martial arts, but I'm not much of a boxer. I kind of had to learn some boxing techniques. I had to learn some karate stuff. And then I had another fight scene that day, and it was just like, man, it was a lot of work. And then Friday, I had the final fight, which was a lot, doing that. And then like on top of doing all the fight scenes and like taking all the bumps and like literally starting every day off with learning the choreography for the fight for that day of like 5 hours, you know what I'm saying? And then just the acting too on top of that. But man, like the cast was so dope, and like everybody was an experienced, they're all experienced, so they helped me a lot. Shout out to my homie Charles, man. He's the guy who was in charge. He was like the fight choreography guy, and he also was training me, and he's in the movie too. We have fight scenes in the movie, and he's a stunt man, and he's like mad. He's been in a lot of stuff, and he is actually in the new Black Panther movie that's coming out. So he pretty much, we talked about that, and it's crazy. And then shout out to the homie James. He plays my older brother in the movie. We had some fight scenes, and it was we trained a lot together and did a lot together too, man. So it was a amazing experience, like super tough on my body, like, and it was like I came home and I didn't even move for like 3 days because I was just like super sore. And then like before I left, I'm actually dealing with a knee injury right now. I hurt my knee doing jiu-jitsu, and then went out there and did that. So I know I didn't do it any favors doing that.
Probably not.
But amazing experience, man. Like life, one of the best experiences I've ever had. I'm excited to see how it comes out, man.
So tell us about that. What's the future of this movie?
So the film is called Year of the Rat.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't want to give too much about the plot because it's a pretty creative script, man. So but I don't know when it's gonna come out, but I am doing the score too. And like I said, I'm gonna try to get the GOAT, try to get Hir-O in there. But yeah, man, it's called Year of the Rat. As soon as I know more details, I will definitely let people know like where they can watch it at, when it's coming out and all that. But amazing experience, and
super excited, man.
I think one of the dopest things was just getting the respect from like these real stuntmen and these guys that do this stuff for a living. And
hell yeah,
there's just telling me like, dude, you're a beast, man. Like there's a lot of people who can't They know martial arts, but they can't apply it to a fight, so they can't do fight scenes. They say they see people like that all the time. You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting.
Yeah, because a lot of people know like forms and stuff, but they don't know how to like apply it.
You know, that's interesting. I wouldn't have that problem, and the reason why is one of the things that we did when we trained, especially for my black belt test. I actually had to improvise. We had to do what we call one steps, which was not a form. It was like a skit, basically, where you have an attacker and the person doing the one step, and you have to like attack and what defense move and then an offensive move.
Right.
And when I tested for my black belt, I had to do like 100 of them. Yeah. And it got to the point basically where I was like improvising them. Yeah.
And it's like, you know, me, obviously I have, you know, experience in jiu-jitsu. I done competed, and also when I was training kung fu, I was straight up getting beat up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Punched in the face, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's different, man. But it was fire. But you, sir, had an experience.
Oh, yes. Yes.
What were you up to?
Shout out to me and Edmund, who I met down in Washington, D.C. for BlerdCon.
Because you're a Wizards fan and you were going to...
No, dog.
Oh, man. You were going to see Bradley Beal and the YMCA All-Stars.
Why did he re-sign that deal? I do not understand, bro. Right, yeah.
Carmelo 2.0, man. It's nothing, you know, get paid, man. It's all right.
Go get you a ring, bro. You just, why are you still playing for this team that clearly doesn't give a fuck about building a team? That sucks. Anyways, so yeah, I went to BlerdCon. I cosplayed.
Man, how was that?
It was fire, dog. I cosplayed as Darth Revan.
Yo, if you, man, I know y'all in the Discord saw these pictures. This cosplay was fire. Yeah, bro. Shout out to Edmund, man.
Yeah, Edmund went as Android 16 and got into a scrap with two different trunks. They tried to jump him, dog. It was hilarious.
That's, man, like, there's so much fun involved in cosplaying because, like, everybody gets it. Yeah. And everybody, you know, everybody's into it.
I had a standoff as Revan against, I think the guy described himself as Anakin, a version of Anakin that won the fight against Obi-Wan. Oh, so he's like Darth Vader, but like without the suit, which is pretty dope.
That's dope.
And then I had just like some like goody two shoes, light side Jedi, and I had a standoff of both of them. Also had a standoff against against. I don't know if it was Reva or not, but it was some sort of Inquisitor.
I saw that. It looked like it was supposed to be her.
She got the jump on me, and she literally jumped at me, and they got the picture of it. But I was good, man. I had my stance. I had my dual blades. I was ready to defend. And
cosplay was fire.
Yeah, cosplay was dope, man. It was cool, man. We saw Orlando Jones from
cool.
Drumline and
all the other stuff.
Literally everything else he's been in. American Gods as Mr. Anansi. He was really cool. It's all kind of shit. It was 3 days long. They rented out basically an entire hotel for it. So
I saw it. It was like it was really nice.
It was like literally like 4 floors, and then the bottom floor had just like nothing but video games.
That's how Yumacon is kind of set up. Yeah, you know, in the same way.
Yeah, I played some Smash. I won a couple of games, and then a wave dashing sort of fucking flicky goddamn short hopping ass nigga got on the stage, and I was like, you know what? I'm not. You're not about to stress me out today.
I'm here to have fun.
Right, get the fuck out of here. That nigga came in and started fucking gonna do all the stuff. Like, get your ass out of my way. Move. I got on a mask trying to play this shit. Move out of here. Me and Evan played fucking Bond. We played GoldenEye.
Oh wow.
For the first time in like, bro. When the last time you held a Nintendo 64 controller?
It's been a while, man.
Bro, it feels like a piece of paper. It is, yeah, perfect. They didn't have perfect.
It feels like a piece of paper.
Dog, it was so light and like fucking weird to hold. It was super weird. It was fun though. Super fun. What else happened? There was so they had some rappers there. Let The niggas didn't have no. They actually handled it really well though. Here's what I'll say. They were okay. They were fine. They were good performers. The music wasn't very good, but there's something to be said about a good performer.
Energy.
The energy was good. It wasn't obnoxious good. Like there's a difference between just like a bunch of niggas getting on stage and just yelling and thinking that that's energy versus like having actually good energy. I thought they had good energy,
right?
But they had zero crowd, bro.
Right.
Like literally, I sent you a picture. There was nobody even looking in their direction, and I was ready to clown them, but they actually handled it really smartly. They had wireless mics and they just went out into the crowd and started like sitting at the tables with people while they were rapping.
That's what's up.
And I was like, all right, you know what? Respect. That was a really heady play right there. That was a really good way to. And they won the crowd over. I didn't stick around long enough because the music wasn't quite good enough.
That's that shows they at least know what they're doing. There's some guys who I told you they'll start like insulting the
turning
crowd.
against the crowd. Why y'all ain't showing me no love? Like nigga, cause you whack, bro.
Start insulting people and all that. So
the rap though was just a little too much. Hey. Here's every anime character that I know.
Oh no,
and I'm gonna rhyme it with fucking. I mean, one of their
like
hooks,
anime, and like Dragon Ball, and like Dragon Ball, and like anime.
One of the hooks was straight up like, "I'm gonna fucking like a spirit, but Kamehameha bomb," or so. It was like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, it's like people. Obviously, I love anime, and I make anime references all the time. But you gotta be tasteful with it. It's. Some people just they just beat you over the head. They just beat you over the head with it. So
yeah, bro,
it happens.
It was super fun though. I am trying to go back.
I want to go back. How was the showroom and everything? Like good art stuff.
So that was the one part that was not as developed as something like Motor City Comic Con.
Yeah.
There were vendors and there were some toys, there were some comics, but it was mostly like panels and discussion groups and like cosplay contests and shit like that.
And BlerdCon is just like a convention altogether. So like what do you think was represented the most there? Like anime, Star Wars, comics,
anime by leaps and bounds. I was just saying off air, dog. There were so many. What's that guy's name again? Uzio?
It's Tenjin Uzui from
Uzi from Demon Slayer, bro. Like literally every man, like 40% of every male had that cosplay. It was literally over 100 of them niggas, bro. And they were like traveling. Some of them were traveling together like a school of fish. It reminded me of that episode of Pokemon with the Squirtle gang. The Squirtle Squad. Dog, it was like that. It was just a whole group of them.
Oh my gosh, if that happened to me, I would probably take it off.
Yeah, it was super. I don't know that part. That was a little whack, but they were. So overwhelmingly anime dominant, like by leaps and bounds. There weren't that many Star Wars. I felt a little weird at first because there weren't as many Star Wars characters, but there were enough. There was some Marvel, there was some X-Men, some Marvel characters, etc. Somebody. So the most creative cosplays. Colonel Stinkmeter was there from the Boondocks, and he was in full character, bro. Ass off, dog. Complete character.
Oh my god.
There was Ghetto Vision with the do-rag and the fucking gold chain. Who else? Somebody was.
Bro, was it Vishan?
Vishan, yeah. And every picture, and it was a girl too who played it. But every picture she did the same pose, like with the smile. It was brilliant.
The memes are creating alternate
cosplays,
universes of characters.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
There was a Reptar. There was somebody. Sorry, there was somebody dressed as Tommy with a diaper holding a Reptar.
Oh my god,
that was hilarious, bro. Dog. Somebody had a sweet ass Venom cosplay with a Spider-Man prosthetic, just like
that's fire.
Limp doll, just like being held by his wrist. It was pretty good. So yeah, it was good, man. It was very impressive. I will say though, the convention part where, like, Motor City Comic Con is like the
entire thing is like the vending room.
No, there was like 2 or 3 areas that had some of that, but I mean, it's like a fraction of what was at.
So that's con. But I also I don't think that's a flaw though. Like,
No,
I
it's
feel
just
like,
different.
because I feel like that encourages. Like, if you don't come here and cosplay, it's kind of
Yeah.
not worth it.
Yeah,
Like,
it was about the cosplay.
Yeah, that's fire. I like
And it was
that.
also about the games too. Like a lot of they had a Tekken tournament there
Oh, that's
as well.
dope. Yeah.
They had like I didn't stay. I wanted to stay, but I ended up getting washed and it was like it was like basically a club where they had like a party, like a concert and shit, and everybody was dancing and all that. I wanted to stick around for that to see if I still had any of that left in my system. Nigga, that shit started at 11. Bro, 11:05. I looked at my watch. I looked at my phone. I was like, you know what?
Not gonna be able to. I'm kind of tired.
Kind of late a little bit. I'm probably gonna head back to the. I was all set because it was also kind of far. Like my sister lives in the area, but it was like 40 minutes away from there.
Okay, so
and then Edmund was visiting his friend who lives like 40 minutes away from my sister. So he was like an hour and a half away from the whole thing. So everything was really spread out.
Word up.
But it was cool though. My sister even my sister cosplayed as who's a good amount older than me. She cosplayed as Gamora with the face paint and everything. She looks sweet.
That's fire.
She looks sweet as hell.
Let's go, man.
Yeah.
Black. Love it.
And my nephew did a light cosplay as a Pokemon trainer too.
Let's go. I love it.
And this was his first con too, so I was like, hey bro, like why don't you come back, tell your friends.
Man. Tell your buddies, get them into it. Yeah, man. That's what's up. I love it.
Dope.
All right, man, let's go. Remember last episode we started to do our Warriors and Pistons countdown of our favorite Warriors and Pistons of all time. Last week we did 25 through 21. Now it's time for us to hit 20 through 16. Just real quick, my number 25 was Gary Payton II. Yes, he already makes my list as favorite Warriors of all time. Shout out to him. Number 24 is Leandro Barbosa, one of my favorite bench players in Warriors history. Number 23 is Larry Hughes, the shameless FGA attempt bucket getter, dog. I don't care. I'll shoot 20%. I'm going to get these shots up and average 25. My number 22 is Gilbert Arenas. My number 21 was Al Harrington. Now, numbers 20 through 16. Coming in at number 20 on my top 25 favorite Golden State Warriors of all time, Troy Murphy, bro.
Hey.
I was a big fan of Troy Murphy, man. Double machine, left-handed, big fella, great rebounder, can hit the three. One of the original stretch big guys in the league, man. He was there. He was there with Baron Davis before they made that trade, and then they sent him to the Pacers. But I was a big Troy Murphy guy. I kind of wanted him to stick around because he was really good. Number 19, favorite Warrior of all time. One of my favorite Warriors draft picks, man. I was a big fan of this guy in college too, Mike Dunleavy, bro.
Yeah,
I loved Mike Dunleavy. Good player, good shooter. He was solid, could handle the ball. He was kind of like Gordon Hayward before Gordon Hayward. He was like 6'10".
Wasn't quite the scorer that Gordon Hayward was.
No, but he had a similar game. You know what I'm saying?
Solid ass, good defender at the small forward.
And he was. I'm not a Duke fan, right? But at the time, at the time, around that time, I liked Duke, man. I was
that team had so many pros on it, dog.
It was ridiculous. They had Jason Williams, Chris Duhon, Mike Dunleavy, Shane Battier, Carlos Boozer, Dante Jones, Tayshaun went to Kentucky.
Kentucky, yeah.
But
he was in that same era. Though.
I'm trying to think of it. Yeah, because I remember Duke and Kentucky had a really good game, and Tayshaun dropped like 40.
Bro, that nigga had 15 straight baskets to start the game.
Oh, you remember that game?
Yes,
yeah,
bro.
It was like overtime game.
No, it was. I think he hit like 5 straight threes to start the game.
Yeah,
it was
bro,
crazy.
It was nuts. But Mike Dunleavy was a lottery pick too, man. Because I remember that draft, the Warriors had a high pick. I think they picked him like 3rd or something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So I was like really, really high on him. He was one of my favorite college players too. So shout out to Mike Dunleavy, number 19. Coming number 18, David Lee.
Yo.
Let's go. Huge
have all 3 of these guys
been white? They've all been white. Shout out to David Lee, man, number 18. Is he the best, just kind of hustle he was not. He literally was just a hustle player, but he was like
he was good.
An all-star.
Yeah, he made an all-star team in New York, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, he was just a motor guy. He was like what everybody really wanted Tyler Hansbrough to be.
Yep.
But yeah, shout out to David Lee, man.
Dog, David Lee averaged 20 and 12 one year, bro.
All-star.
He was going crazy. He made another all-star team with the Golden
Warriors.
State.
Yeah, he did. Shout out to David Lee, man. He was such a huge part. And
bro, wait a minute. Why did I thought he could shoot, bro? This nigga did not.
No. He was not a shooter.
Dog, he didn't attempt. He attempted 29 3-pointers in his whole career.
David Lee was rebounds. He was a good passer too. Good, and he moved well without the ball. He was kind of a hustle guy, but
nice.
He was dope. Shout out to David Lee. Got that ring with the team, and he was like always doing what's best for the team too. Like he was kind of there before they, and he was a really important part of that first championship. Shout out to David Lee. Coming in at number 17. Antoine Jameson, man.
My dog.
We talked about Antoine Jameson and how this dude is like an all-time great player.
Bro, he's like top 20 all-time in scoring, bro.
It's unbelievable. Like, he's like one of the greatest players ever. And he just kind of, his whole career just like went under the radar.
They got 20,000 points in his career. It's crazy.
I loved Antoine Jameson, man, and he was like the lone bright spot on that team for a long time, and then he ended up going to Washington. But
he was sweet, bro.
He was awesome.
He like averaged like between 19 and like 25 basically his whole career. Good player.
Love Antoine Jameson. And then capping off my list for today, coming in number 16, the kind of the Draymond, he wasn't the player Draymond was, but I'll say the spirit. He was kind of the spirit of Draymond before Draymond got there, and that's Stephen Jackson, man.
Oh yeah,
shoot the blood. I remember when they when they were the 8 seed and they beat the Mavericks and they're the 1 seed. My guy would just not stop talking junk to Dirk. Like he was just talking Dirk out of his. He was just talking Dirk out of his game. Like he was a crazy person.
He was.
So shout out to Stephen Jackson, man. That's my 20 through 16. Shout out to Troy Murphy, Mike Dunleavy, David Lee, Antoine Jameson, and Stephen Jackson.
He never made an All-Star team, huh?
Nope.
He had a couple of
shot the blood though.
Yeah.
And he had one of my favorite shooting forms. His form was
it's very good.
Smooth. It was just like a really smooth jump shot. So.
He had 3 seasons where he averaged 20 plus.
Bro, the Warriors in that early 2006, 2005 to like 2008. Yeah, they were Stephen Jackson, Baron Davis, and Monte Ellis, Jason Richardson. Oh my God. Yeah. Spoilers for later on in the list, but those guys were running it up.
I was about to say, I misread it. I thought he was a career 41% 3-point shooter. Not quite, but I mean, not even close.
not close, but
good player though.
Yeah, good player. Shot the blood. Let's go.
All right,
what you got 21 through 16.
21 through 16, bro. All right, man. A lot of good Pistons. A lot of good historical Pistons here. Number 20, man.
Zeljko Rebraca.
Nah. Although I did fuck with him.
You did?
I did. I liked him for a minute. I mean, he was sort of a...
He was kind of a refrigerator.
He was sort of a...
He had that, like... He was huge.
He was. He was a big barrel-chested ass fucking... That
was a big guy.
He was. But no, number 20 for me, man, I was so excited about... I actually was not. Because I was such a big Brandon Knight fan. When we traded for this player, I was very skeptical. But boy, did he have a run where I thought, dog, has Isaiah Thomas come back to the Pistons? And I was really sad to see him get hurt because his career ended after that, unfortunately. But shout out to Brandon Jennings.
Oh.
Yo, there was a stretch right before he got hurt.
That is I forgot he played for the Pistons.
Yep, and we traded Brandon Knight for him.
Yeah.
There was a stretch right before he got right before he got hurt, where he was legitimately averaging like 19 and 11.
Yeah, Brandon Jennings was one of the. I remember when he was like the big thing. You know what I'm saying? Because he was one of the first guys to go play overseas instead of playing in college.
Yep.
Shout
Had
out to
55
Brandon
as a
Jennings,
rookie,
man.
or something like that.
He did.
But bro, unbridled, just like crazy, confident, saucy. He you know who he was sort of a prototype, except this player is a lot bigger than him, but he had a similar style of swag as Jordan Poole.
Hell, he did, yeah.
Except Jordan Poole is like 6'5" or something, or 6'4".
He's like 6'4". But yeah, that's very true.
California
real, like,
as hell, quick and
herky jerky type of
do a bunch of shit, and then you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
man. Cross you over as hell.
Jennings, man, I love that. That's a good pick.
Yeah, he was. It was a moment where I was like, dog. I didn't like this pick at first, but he might be right. He might be that guy that we needed. And then he tore his Achilles, and that was it. Unfortunately,
man.
So rest in peace to his career. He's done. All right, number 19, bro. Most solid ass. So another Detroit success story where high flyer, dominant player gets hurt, thinks his career is over, comes to Detroit and almost wins a championship, has a hell of a run, but couldn't quite pull it off. Antonio Macdice.
Oh, another good pick.
Bro, you remember how sweet Antonio Macdice was before he came? Dog, he made an all-star team. He averaged like 21 and 12.
Yeah, when he was in Denver.
He was a monster in Denver.
But bro, like what a prime example. Like he reinvented himself after his injury. And he just became like a knockdown mid-range shooter, bro. That
motherfucker had the wettest mid-range jump shot I've ever seen in the whole NBA. It was
like always that loud swish.
That shit used to be wet, dog. That nigga used to knock that bitch down, dog. Book it. If he was open, 2 points.
Cash.
Book it.
Every time.
Start walking down the floor, bro.
I love Antonio Macdice.
That was my guy. And I was so sad that we couldn't get him a championship, bro.
Man, me too.
He deserved one. And all that you hear about him, he was just a super sweet guy who, like, you know what I'm saying? Just put his head down and just wanted to fucking hoop and didn't want to do none of the crazy shit. Too bad that we couldn't get him a championship, but really a big fan of Antonio Macdice.
Another good one, man.
Antonio McNugget, bro. My guy. All right, number 18. Finally, one of the bad boys, one of the original bad boys, man. Actually the guy who started the whole bad boys thing. Bill Laimbeer.
Hey, the
original refrigerator, bro. Original kind of stretched center a little bit, bro. Had some 3-point tech a little bit. Made 4 All-Star games. And had a couple of seasons where he averaged
4 All-Star games beating people up. Man.
Right. Clotheslining cats. Punching fucking Larry Bird in the face. Power bombing Michael Jeffrey Jordan. I mean, you see that picture that Edmund sent, and my reaction to it was even funnier. Where Michael Jordan is just getting absolutely hammered, dog,
clobbered.
That ain't getting like literally right. He's getting like clotheslined by Rick Mahorn. Isaiah Thomas is like pulling like his shorts down, and Dennis Rodman is like fucking elbowing him in the fucking balls, and he's just like being turned inside out. And Edmund posted that shit, and I was like, I don't see no foul. Clean, that's a good play. They used to abuse.
They used to terrorize him.
There was one scene. That's how you knew. I love the Bad Boys documentary, the 30 for 30. There was one scene where, like, I always kind of joke about how Isaiah Thomas smiling assassin was really like a psychopath underneath. There was one scene where he talked about how they used to like get like a buzz off of like how other teams used to be afraid of them. And he said some quote, but he had this like, he went from smiling to having this like crazed, like stone cold killer look in his eye, where it was like, yo, that's that nigga right there. Yeah. He said something like,
Psycho.
We used to love to hear the fans' reaction as we would come to dominate your town. And that nigga was just staring into the camera like fucking. I was like,
well, Isaiah's got that like that weird calm voice. It's
you're right.
Kind of creepy.
Yes, bro. Like, don't you worry.
Yeah, man.
He gonna come and get you. So shout out to Bill Laimbeer, who was like he used his white privilege to like get away with just
murder,
being a fucking douchebag and just a horrible human. And like to this day, like I think he's like the greatest coach in like WNBA history. And I think the only reason why he didn't have a career as an NBA coach is because like literally everybody hates him.
Everybody wanted to fight him.
Like, dog, like, no, we not letting this nigga back in the game. Like, nope, sorry, not gonna be able to do it.
Not gonna be able to do it.
Too bad Jalen Rose never played for the Pistons. That would have been dope. All right, number 17, dog. The guy that they brought in to replace a aging Isaiah Thomas. Never quite saw the success his first go around, but he came back late in his career as the two-headed part of the two-headed defensive attack dog, along with Mike James, and that is Lindsey Hunter.
Hey,
bro, Lindsey Hunter, best on-ball defender of all time, in my opinion, bro.
Ever.
I ain't never seen nobody at the NBA level like straight up.
I never seen people
backcourt like stripping niggas.
I never seen point guards like pick their dribble up.
Yeah, at half like 3/4 courts.
All right, bro. Come
like
on.
Fine. Help. Somebody come. Like Lindsey used to take the ball from niggas.
Me, the professional point guard, NBA. I don't want to dribble the ball.
Professional ball handler. I simply can't get past him. Help me. Lindsey Hunter used to take the ball from pros and in full court pressure. Never seen anything like that before. Only thing that kept him from being like an all-time great defender was the fact that he was just too small.
Bro.
But in terms of his on-ball defense,
lightning fast too.
Crazy fast, dog. Never quite had the offensive game that we thought he was gonna have. But was still a very good player.
Saw Lindsey Hunter at the mall once.
Did you?
Yeah.
I actually saw Lindsey Hunter went to my church like years and years and years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, shout out to Lindsey Hunter. And number 16, surprisingly had a bigger Hollywood career than he did a basketball career. But shout out to John Sally, dog.
Hey.
John Sally, a flat
spider.
Out. Right. He also has 3 different championships with 3 different teams, I think. He's got like 6 rings, I think. He's got
the Pistons. He's got the.
I thought for some reason I thought he had one with the Spurs.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, he has one with LA. Yeah. Okay.
LA.
So he's got 2 with Detroit. He's got 1 with Chicago, and 1 with LA. So he only has 4 rings.
Well, it's not only.
Right. Sorry. Only 4 rings. But and he actually came out of retirement to play with Shaq and Kobe in that 2000 team and got himself a 4th ring. So shout out to John Sally. So yeah, that's my list. We had
let's go.
Brandon Jennings, Antonio Macdice, Bill Laimbeer, Lindsey Hunter, John Sally.
Bang. All right, man. Here's what we're gonna do. We were gonna kind of go crazy and just talk about everything. We're gonna save Thor: Love and Thunder for the next episode, but let's get those bean potatoes on the plate.
Yes, sir.
Stranger Things 4.
Yes, sir. Dog.
Yeah, man, we waited a long time for this. Stranger Things 4, the finale, the last 2 episodes of season 4. 2 things. Tell me what you thought, how you felt emotionally. Be honest. If you cried, if you didn't cry, you don't have a soul. Tell me how you felt, and also tell me, do you think? I'm curious to know. Do you think you knowing that there was going to be a season 5 before you went into it, because we all did, they had announced it already. So do you think knowing that there was going to be a season 5 going into these episodes, do you think it changed the way you felt about these episodes? Do you think it changed the way that you watched them? Like, were you kind of like thinking that the finale was just going to be nuts, and then like when you found out there was going to be a season 5, did it kind of like turn down your expectations a little bit for the finale?
Maybe I don't think so, because I knew it going in, so it was like hard to unknow that.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised at how epic the finale was, knowing that there was going to be a season 5.
That's exactly how I felt about it too.
It was like, I mean, so they did something at the very end, which we'll talk about, that made it clear that they needed to have a season 5, but they could have ended it there, right? Like if Vecna ended up being the big bad, they could have ended it there. But I'm kind of glad, but I would have been a little dissatisfied because there were still so many questions.
There's so many things,
about the
upside down.
Yeah, like
man.
what? Like we have a lot of information, but still no definitive answer to the question. Like what is the upside down? And like what was Vecna? Like what was that kid? Like he had real powers. Like that's where all of these kids came from.
Yeah, it was from him.
They came from him. So like what the fuck was that?
And what is the mind flare? Like it was there when he got there. So it's something that's been there all this time.
Right. So I got the way that I read that interaction. So to answer your first question, I thought it was fucking awesome, obviously.
Let's go.
But to answer that question, it almost seems like Vecna, he didn't, I mean, the mind flare was there, but I wonder like what, if it was fully formed or if he didn't
it seemed like he kind of gave it a form.
Yeah.
Right?
He like made it into something.
But it was, yeah.
He made it into a spider, which is because, he had that. So like, I think that like this mind flayer thing, whatever that cloud was already there and was already powerful, but like Vecna helped shape it into this thing that started to be the thing that we know it as the mind flayer.
Right.
And I would like to know more about that relationship. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I mean, look, I did not like Lucas's arc at first, but I like how it ended. Redemption for sure. I really hated him getting held at gunpoint though. Like it was the little too. I mean, it was intentional clearly,
right?
But the vibes of like police brutality was a little too strong for me,
right?
And I also think like my only complaint was like if you're gonna do that, then make the point. Like don't just allude to it. Like say something about it.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna use that imagery that's super powerful to make a statement, then don't don't worry about it. Just have fun. You know what I mean? But yeah, I thought it was phenomenal. I actually really thought the payoff of not having the gang together until the end was totally worth it, bro.
Yeah.
Super, super worth it.
Except like I always forget that Mike and Nancy are siblings.
Right. They have no chemistry with each other.
They also forget that.
Right, dog. I think it was more of a thing for the first couple of seasons, but these last 2 seasons, it's been like, do y'all even know that y'all related?
Bro, that's like at the end when who's somebody, I can't even, Will and Jonathan are hugging because they haven't seen each other. Will and Jonathan are hugging each other at the end, and Nancy and Mike are just kind of looking at them hugging each other.
Like they didn't even acknowledge each other's presence.
Hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, man, what'd you think? I thought that shit was super awesome.
I thought it was awesome. 10 out of 10. Enjoyed it. Loved it. That man L with the helicopter in that first episode was awesome. She brought the helicopter down. That was fire. I liked everything they did with her story. I loved the Hopper stuff, man.
Yeah,
Hopper with the Conan the Barbarian sword, killed the Demigorgon.
The sliding knee strike, slice.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah, it was fire.
That was fire. I love the Hopper with sword. And then, you know what? That was actually the prop sword from the Conan the Barbarian movie.
Oh, was it?
In the 80s, yeah.
That's fire.
So that was fire. I loved it. I loved Nancy had the Ripley thing going on. The Ripley look.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That was
I
fire.
definitely see. I peeped that.
I loved both episodes, man. Obviously, man. Oh man, Eddie. You know what I'm saying,
bro?
Eddie, sad.
Epic.
His moment was fire, but Dustin's reaction was
that was tough.
Heart crushing.
That was tough.
That was really sad. And then obviously, man, like the big part. They freaking teased us with Max being saved in episode 4 just to do this, and then like the amazing performance by the kid who plays Lucas.
Dog. Ass off, bro.
Like the pain and his voice, it was so
chops,
bro. It was so real.
Brilliant
that
acting.
That part got me. Like that killed me.
Dog, ass off, bro.
That killed me.
Acting his fucking ass off.
I tried to suck my tear back into my to my eye.
Yeah, no, that was tough. Like I look, I'm gonna support young brothers no matter what. I was a little lukewarm on him in general. Like I liked him fine, but I didn't know if he was like, because I'd be scoping out like, oh, this like Boyega, he about to be elite.
Yeah.
Like you pick these young actors out. I wasn't sure if he was on that level yet, but that scene that he had,
that was incredible, man.
He's a brilliant young actor. Shout out to him.
And then like Elle just kind of being able to travel through, their minds and find Max and then like, the end we see her like reverse the Vecna's curse, but Max is like still, she's like dead, and then Elle brings her back, but then that scene at the end where you see Elle go into her mind and it's just empty and Max isn't there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That part also got me too. So, but I'm dude, I love this finale. I give it a perfect score. I cannot wait for season 5. It sucks to have to wait like 2 years for it. But I thought this was amazing. Like I said, my favorite part was probably but I love the whole Hopper stuff, but I really loved Elle getting out of Nina too. That was so fire, man.
Getting what now?
Out of Nina when she was when she was leaving the lab.
Yep.
That was fire. Eddie.
Yeah.
Man. That part, that was really
he a legend now though, bro.
He is.
Like,
but they always do that. They always introduce the new character and then they
sacrifice him. Yep.
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna be him, bro. Like that's
these
the only
kids are nuts. Like let's go to the house that Vecna's gonna be at.
Yeah, let's go square up with that nigga, bro.
Dog, they're crazy.
Nancy, let me go grab that fucking burner.
That fang.
Right, let me go grab that blicky. Because the nigga said something crazy, and we about to run up to his crib,
bro, and shoot him.
Right,
and set him on fire.
Murder him. What, dog?
These kids are nuts. I love it.
I'll be honest. Nancy was one of my least favorite characters until that scene.
I kind of like Nancy, bro. She's kind of a girl boss.
She is. She showed it. She showed it. She was like, "Nah, I'm finna go get the fucking blaster."
Yeah,
nigga.
Yeah, she had the Ellen Ripley look.
Yeah.
But I loved it, man. I love Stranger Things so much. So yeah, man. Stranger Things finale. It was fire. Loved it. Jim Hopper, dog.
Yes, sir.
Underrated MVP. Loved it. I'm excited to see what's next. The Max scene broke my heart. The Eddie scene broke my heart. But one of the reasons why I love Stranger Things so much is because I love the 80s, man. I love a lot of movies that came from the 80s. I love a lot of the sci-fi movies, the action movies, those martial arts movies. I love the whole gang of kids thing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of like really blew up in the 80s. Like there's so many good 80s movies about the gangs of kids and extraterrestrial stuff and sci-fi stuff. And you see all these things in Stranger Things. So I want to know, for the top 5 of the day, in honor of Stranger Things, give me your top 5 favorite 80s films. Do not cheat. Nothing from 1990. It has to be films that came out in the 80s.
Nah, bro. I didn't cheat.
Let's go.
I didn't cheat. My list will be a little disappointing because my 80s movies, I didn't watch any kids' 80s movies until much later. All of my favorite 80s movies were like fucking like action fucking.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
You know, but that was like if it wasn't Gang of Kids, it was like over the top ridiculous action.
Ridiculous, yeah, for sure.
So Goonies is obviously an honorable mention.
Let's go. Shout out to my man that played Wayman in the Everything Everywhere. I can't think of his name. Was Data in the Goonies. What is his real name?
I don't know, but
let's find out.
So yeah. So what else is an honorable mention? Escape from New York.
Yeah, Ke Huy Quan. Yeah, shout out to him.
Escape from New York, where Iroquois.
Is that who's that? Kurt Russell?
Yep. That's the character they based Solid Snake off of.
Yes.
Metal Gear Solid. Iroquois Snake Plissken. Return of the Jedi, 1983.
Let's go.
Is honorable mention as well. One of my least favorite Star Wars movies, but it is still a Star Wars movie, which makes it a good movie. So let's jump into the top 5. My first number
Escape
5
from New York is fire. I love that movie.
Yeah, or was it Escape from? I think they're sequels to one another.
It's like Escape from L.A.,
Escape from New York.
Big Trouble in Little China is kind of like, it's not him. I think that's Patrick Swayze. Or no, it's Kurt Russell.
No, it is. And
I get them two mixed up, bro.
Yeah, they do kind of look alike. Are they both dead? I know Patrick Swayze is dead.
I don't know if Kurt Russell is, but I definitely get them two mixed up.
I forgot. So speaking of which, now that you mention it, number 5, Big Trouble in Little Chinatown.
Let's go!
So I forgot that those movies were kind of related,
Yeah,
or like
are
kind of, there's something there.
Bro, what a great pick.
Oh, looks like they were a part of. Okay, it looks like they're part of the same book or something like that.
Yeah, I just know they're related. But
Oh wait, I don't. Maybe this book is new.
bro, this is such a great pick.
Yeah, that was one of me and Edmund's favorite movies back in the day.
Let's go.
We used to watch that shit all the time.
Big Trouble in Little China.
But yeah, apparently these two characters, they wrote a book where where there will be no escaping from the Big Trouble. Big Trouble in Little Chinatown, Escape from New York. Whereas like both of these niggas, Kurt Russell,
everything in one,
working together. Oh, there was a Ellen. I'm sorry, everywhere,
everything
everywhere, all at once cosplay at BlerdCon. There was at least one where they had like an Evelyn one with the googly eye. It was fire.
Oh, I love that. That's fire. I'm gonna be Wayman. I'm gonna give me a fanny pack.
Fanny pack, bro.
Give me a Steve from Blue's Clues shirt.
Yep, that's all you need. It's pretty easy.
I'm gonna eat some chapstick.
All right, so that's my number 5.
Great pick.
Number 4, bro. This is a SwordCast favorite, dog. Police Story, Jackie Chan.
Let's go.
Dog, one of his best films. That
Crazy stunt.
I think that's the movie where he flat out like dies and like gets taken off into a stretcher in the bloopers.
Facts.
That one and hard.
That's the one with the mall, the sliding down the
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. What's the other one that came out right around that time? Police
Story and Super Cop.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Police Story and Super Cop, those are like my two of my favorite Jackie Chan movies from that era. Super Cop, another movie where he fucking like he has to like jump down like a parking garage or something like that and like almost kills himself as usual.
Shout out to Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie, bro, GOAT next to Bruce. I mean, I don't want to. It's a lot of other real sweet guys, and I know y'all want to try to throw Jet Li and all these other cats. Dog, no, the closest to Bruce is Jackie in terms of the acting, the breadth of knowledge of martial arts, bro. Like it doesn't even come close. And then after that, I'm putting Donnie Yen before I put Jet Li. Like for me personally,
right.
Jet Li not weak, but he not to me is
Jet Li's cold, man. They're all sweet.
He's cold. But if you put a gun to my head, I gotta put Donnie Yen first. But that's like saying like, hey, Kobe Bryant was like awesome, but if you had to put the gun to my head, I would say LeBron James was like slightly better.
Right.
Like
I feel you.
Talking about all-time greats here. Anyways, number 3, getting into some sci-fi, Blade Runner. Telling you, bro, all of these movies are just like
this is a 80s list.
80s hardcore sci-fi action,
bro.
No nonsense, nothing. Blade Runner. Nobody fucking knows what that movie's about. Although if you watch the director's cut, I think it's pretty clear, which is what I'm basing this off of.
Okay.
Deckard's a replicant. I don't want to hear it flat out. Everyone knows it. He's a replicant. I don't want to hear it. Number 2, bro. Bloodsport.
Let's go!
Oh, let's go, dog.
You did not disappoint, bro.
Fucking love
you
Bloodsport,
did not
bro.
Disappoint.
This Bloodsport was one of those movies that I used to rent all the fucking time, dog.
Every day, man. Do the splits between the chairs, man.
Bloodsport.
Jean-Claude he was just doing the splits for no reason.
Just in every movie.
In every movie.
The one of this podcast that I
He's
listen
just
to.
over there doing the splits.
Yeah, he just I think in this movie he does it.
Hey, what do you guys?
He does it like on top of like a washing machine or something like that.
So cool. Man.
Podcast that I watch, they review bad movies and they do like this thing like ass on versus ass off. Like if you're ass off, that means you're acting your ass off and you're like really, really acting well. If you're ass on, that means
I'm
you're.
sorry, that's hilarious.
It's such a funny way to describe it, right? And if you're ass on, that means you're like like awful acting.
Oh my!
They said
God.
you remember the flashback of when they show Jean-Claude Van Damme as a young person, like they said the boy that plays young.
Goodness,
bro, they said that nigga's ass was so firmly on, dog. Stapled his ass to his back. Nigga was the worst actor ever, bro. Ass on, bro.
Oh my God!
But you already know, dog. Bolo, nigga.
Bolo.
Right, dog. Hey, you're next. My dog,
Bolo.
Actually, his name was actually Chong Li in that movie, but he'll always be Bolo.
Always, no matter what movie he's in.
Oh,
Bolo.
yeah. Every time you see him, fucking Leonardo DiCaprio, Bolo. And then finally, number one. This should be no surprise. Even though
Interested.
it is not in, it's a movie that came out in the 80s, but it wouldn't be necessarily classified as an 80s movie because of the genre, because it's an anime, which makes it very clear that my number one is Akira.
Hey.
1988.
Bang. Bang, bang, Wookiee Street Gang.
Right, dog. Bang, bang, Esper Street Gang. Nigga. Akira.
Let's go.
So we got Big Trouble, Little Chinatown, Police Story, Blade Runner, Bloodsport, Akira. That's such a like
That is
action
a
heavy
great list.
80s list. Let's go.
That's a great list, man. I ain't mad at it. I actually love it.
Boom.
All right, let's go. My top 5 favorite 80s films. I have a lot of honorable mentions, man. I got to get some honorable mentions off. Big Trouble in Little China. I love that movie.
So good.
Gremlins.
Oh, man.
I love that movie. Masters of the Universe, man. You want to talk about a corny, just completely ridiculous 80s movie. I used to love Masters of the Universe. Terminator, the first one.
Yes.
If this was now, if we were maybe doing 90s movies, Terminator 2 is on my list.
For sure.
That movie is incredible. The first one's good, but I don't feel it like the other one. Shout out to Aliens.
Yes.
That's an honorable mention.
I almost put that one on my list.
I almost made my list too.
Now look, bro, Alien came out in 1979. If that had come out in 80, it would have definitely been on my list.
Okay.
No question.
Yeah, shout out to Aliens. But let's go, man. Let's get into this top 5. My top 5 favorite 80s movies. Coming in at number 5. Let's go. I don't care. I love it. The Goonies, man.
Let's go.
Love the Goonies. Love the Goonies. Love the Goonies. Love the Goonies. One of my favorite movies of all time. Hilarious, kind of creepy. Just has always been one of my favorite movies ever. Love the soundtrack too. So shout out to the Goonies. Coming in at number 4. I'm keeping it real and staying true to my childhood, man. Never Ending Story, bro.
Hey.
I used to be obsessed with this movie.
I won't lie, bro. That dragon kind of scared me.
Falcor.
That motherfucker looked kind of weird.
I used to be obsessed with Never Ending Story, man, when I was a kid. Loved it. I thought Atreyu was the coolest name ever.
Yeah.
But the dog, man, that 3-headed dog used to scare the crap out of me.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that movie. I used to watch it all the time. Shout out to Never Ending Story.
Never Ending Story and the Labyrinth always like occupy
Labyrinth.
the same like
Shout out to
headspace
Labyrinth.
to me.
Yeah, shout out to Labyrinth too. There's a guy in the movie named Jared too.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's where my mom got my name from, kind of, because I used to watch that movie a lot when I was a kid. But another creepy 80s movie. Shout out to Never Ending Story, coming number 4. Great movie. Shout out to Bastion. That's the kid in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in number 3, let's go, man. You already know it's gonna get real action heavy now. Shout out to number 3, Police Story, man.
Yes,
let's
sir.
go. Jackie Chan. This is my favorite Jackie Chan movie. You know what? Shout out to Wheels on Meals. Honorable mention.
Oh, yeah.
Love that movie too. But Police Story, man. I saw Police Story. I used to watch the movie all the time when I was a kid. I had it on VHS. And used to watch it all the time. Just amazing, man. Shout out to Jackie.
Wait a minute. Is Super Cop technically Police Story 3?
Yes. It's so weird, bro, how they do that.
They don't play the same character though, do they?
I think they do. I think it's all part of the same same thing.
Wow.
It's really weird. It's really weird.
They feel like different movies.
Yeah, it's really weird.
But they do feel similar, which is why I like them both, but I didn't.
Yeah,
interesting.
They do. It's weird how they determine that. You know how Bruce Lee movies have like 5 different names. But coming in number 2, let's go, man. Bloodsport. I love this movie so much. This is my number 1. Is my favorite, but like, dude, Bloodsport is such a 80s like
it's classic
martial arts movie. Like the music, the everything. I love it. Jean-Claude Van Damme. That's my guy. I love that movie so much. I used to, again, like you, I used to rent Bloodsport and Kickboxer. Shout out to Kickboxer too. I used to rent Bloodsport and Kickboxer literally all the time. Me and my brother. If I wasn't renting wrestling videos, of course.
Yeah.
And coming in number 1.
Wait, hold on. Before you do that, have you seen Police Story 2?
Is that the one with Michelle Yeoh? Or no?
No.
I'm not sure. I have no idea.
Bro, I did not know this was a trilogy. I have to go back and watch them now, like with that
In
knowledge.
order, yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Facts. But yeah, man, Bloodsport number 2. And my number 1 favorite movie of the 80s. Let's go, man. Last Dragon.
Hey.
Bruce Leroy. Show enough.
Bro, there was a guy and girl show enough couple.
That
at
is fire.
BlerdCon.
They were both show enough?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It's fire.
That's awesome. This movie's awesome. Fantastic. Most 80s just martial arts movie. The music, the characters, it's like corny in all the right ways. This movie is like a fantastic piece of just like black cinema. I love this movie so much. The action's dope. The movie's hilarious. Like I said, it's corny and bad in all the right ways. Shonuff is a completely ridiculous villain.
Just maniacal
just
madman.
A madman.
Busta Rhymes looking at
What
him.
does he say when he goes into the family pizza shop and that terrible music video? He's in music video, so it's like, who's listening to this? And he kicks the hole in the TV. Hilarious. But yeah, love it. Love that movie so much, man. It's definitely my favorite. Vanity, man. Rest in peace to Vanity. She was like my first celebrity crush when I was a kid. Just that movie, man. I love that movie so much.
Speaking of Vanity, one of my honorable mentions was going to be Action Jackson.
Hey,
Carl Weathers.
Yeah, with Carl Weathers, another great one. But yeah, man. Shout out to the 80s. That's my list. Favorite 80s movies. Shout out to Akira too, man. I didn't put Akira in here, but definitely could have made my list. But that's my list. Number 5, The Goonies. Number 4, Never Ending Story. And then after that, it's just scraps.
Fight, explosions.
Police Story, Bloodsport, Last Dragon. Those are my favorite 80s movies, man. Shout out to Akira. Even shout out to Ghostbusters, man. Master of the Universe. Conan the Barbarian, Predator, RoboCop.
Man.
Commando, E.T., Mac and Me, Labyrinth, Critters, Gremlins,
Rambo.
Big Trouble in Little China. Rambo's a little American war propaganda.
For sure.
Top
Gun. She was trash.
Oh man, you talk magical school of fighter pilots,
Bro, it's just shown in anime, bro. That's it. That's all it is.
But that's my list, man. Shout out to the 80s. Shout out to Stranger Things. Cannot wait for the next one to come around. That is this episode. Thank y'all for listening. Peace.